Hi everyone, and welcome to Bear Clooney Watches channel. I'm enjoying this snowy northern Ontario morning at the very beginning of December. Drinking my coffee in a beautiful mug decorated with wonderful indigenous art, which I'm truly fan of. And yeah, I know, I love coffee and watches, just as Adrian from Bark and Jack, admittingly not with the same pizzazz, with the same style and refinement, because after all, I am a bear. Though I am a bear with style and class, even though certain haters tend to talk about how tight my shirts are and my bracelets and straps, I think I am advancing in this world of YouTube as I'm getting haters. And that's something that obviously comes with the gaining the ground. So all the love to my haters, and I assure you, Bear Clooney has a class and style. Now, we're back to a regular style of the videos where I present to you another watch from my collection after I had a certain time that I spent with that watch and got to know it better, got to feel it better. Now, it is kind of interesting that we are reviewing a watch which you've seen the commercial in the beginning of my video indicates the whole summery feeling, the feeling of playing golf and so on, while we're looking at this snow outside my window. But why not? Watches on our wrist allow us to daydream. Another great advantage of enjoying horology from the perspective of being watch collector and watch enthusiast. So, as you could see, today we're talking about the Omega Aqua Terra Golf Green version. And let me just say something right away from my perspective. Even though the watch is marketed as a golf watch, whatever that is, and even though commercials are showing person playing a golf wearing this watch, I, Bear Clooney, strongly recommend to all of you not to wear mechanical watches when you play golf, as it is truly creating a significant stress on the mechanical movement. So if you really want to wear a watch, you can always do something like a G-Shock and you'll be fine. But even though this watch has the golf in its name, I don't recommend this watch on your wrist when you're hitting on the green. Now, I suggest we take a first closer look of this timepiece, which is on my wrist today, and get to know it a little bit better, get deeper into its aesthetics, movement, and let's see what you think about it. I personally love it. Otherwise, it would not be on my wrist. So here we go. Let's go to Bear Clooney's watch studio. And here we are at Bear Clooney Watches Studio, taking a closer look at this beautiful Omega Seamaster Aqua Terra Golf Green. Now, I'm not going to give you the reference number here. I'll put it in the description of the video because it's ridiculously long. So it will be there for those who want to do further research on this beautiful watch. Before I start, I do want to thank my favorite authorized dealer and dear friend Anthony for a beautiful gift I received on my last visit to this wonderful authorized dealer. It is immediately noticed that this is a luxurious item, and it is Omega branded beautiful pen from the last Baselworld. Now, mind you, this pen makes me crave Omega Dark Side of the Moon, So is it possible plot by my authorized dealer to make me think about it and eventually purchase it? It could be. I'm joking. I'm sure it wasn't even on his mind. However, I do want to show my appreciation for this beautiful, luxurious item, which joins the great collection of my watch-related collectibles. And which makes it even more special, it is that ultimately it is from one of my top 3 brands. My horological holy trinity is Omega, Rolex, and Seiko, including Grand Seiko. Well, let me correct that. Rolex in the first place, Omega in a second place, and then Seiko with Grand Seiko in a third place. Now, let me leave this there. For those who also enjoy this kind of stuff, just to show you closer my vintage Omega knife with its beautiful original colors, which are traditional Omega colors. I think it's in a great shape and I love this piece. Anyway, leave it here and we go back to the watch. We go back to this wonderful piece which certainly spoke to Bear Clooney. And I want to tell you and explain to you why this timepiece spoke to me. Well, first, this watch kind of carries inside himself attributes of 3 watches, in my humble opinion. It would be Rolex Explorer because of its Exploresque look, nicely balanced dial, depth of the black dial. Second would be the Milgauss because of its quirky looking second hand, and more than anything, the exceptional resistance to magnetic fields. Specifically for this watch, it is 15 Gauss and above, which is amazing. And third would be Yachtmaster, as this watch has the nautical theme, yet it's not a diver. It's more for the whole appeal of wearing nautical watches on the surface of the water. So those 3 attributes definitely contributed to my liking of this timepiece. And then a wonderful texture of this dial. I mean, if you take a closer look, you'll understand what I'm talking about, and I'll try my best to show it to you. Let's try it this way. The texture is just wonderful. It's deep, it's beautiful. Next would be the green elements of this watch. For those who know me better, they know that I really like green elements, green watches. They speak to me. And then add to that a really good quality coaxial movement, which is nicely displayed with great reason. It is nicely decorated. Add to that the high quality polishing on this watch. A beautiful bracelet, which is just so comfortable, but more than anything, beautiful. Really functional butterfly clasp. Just perfect bracelet. And then add to that the fact that it is Omega quality, as I highly appreciate and respect this brand, regardless of some issues that people talk about and their money hunger, for lack of a better word. I do think they produce beautiful watches, and this brand and their watches are not for wrong reason my second favorite brand. So talking about these green elements, I think the first green element that I noticed, and probably you will too, is the famous Seamaster inscription right below this beautifully applied logo. Then we have the green Arabic numerals on the minute track. And then we have this absolutely gorgeous second hand, which is lacquered. And it's just perfect green. When you look closer you will understand what luxury means, and that is that all these green elements have identical, perfectly balanced green color that is not in any shape or form different from each other. So I admire that so much. Now, in this 41.5 millimeter case, we have wonderful coaxial caliber 8500, which is, we can say at this point, a proven movement. And thanks to its exclusive coaxial escapement and well, I'm not showing a movement when I'm talking about a movement because I'm always mesmerized with that dial. I really am, and I basically forget what I'm talking about while looking at that dial. So going back to this movement, it is a obviously COSC certified chronometer movement, and I can assure you after wearing it for longer than a week, it stands to be COSC certified. This is a movement that provides this watch with unrivaled, at least in this price range, accuracy. And as I mentioned earlier, outstanding resistance to magnetic fields for up to 15,000 Gauss and above. This is equipped with a pair of the spring barrels that are mounted in series. The self-winding movement has an impressive power reserve of 60 hours, and that I can confirm as well. And altogether, I think that this beautiful Geneva waves in arabesque motif are proving this to be very exclusive and very gorgeous movement. What do you think? I love it. So that innovative coaxial escapement for this movement is known for actually being a little bit fragile to severe shocks. So it just adds to my speech about, yeah, this is a golf marketed watch, but please understand that this is not watch built to play golf. So basically, that's a kind of short presentation of this timepiece, which I hit on the elements that speak to me. I think this watch deserves our attention. I am altogether fan of Aqua Terra line, and I think this watch is certainly a lot of watch for money. It provides great value, great quality, and aesthetics are obviously evident. Now I'm going to take my gloves off. And I'm going to do a wristwatch presentation on my wrist, so that you can see how it actually wears. So this goes first, and then clasp goes here. So beautiful logo on the back of the clasp. Watch itself sits nicely on my 7.25 inches wrist, and I think it looks wonderful. I love how it wears. Not too thick. It's very universal. It's a great everyday timepiece. It can be worn as a sports watch. It can be worn as a dress watch, and altogether, I think picture speaks volumes. So that should be it, right? Maybe we want to take a look at its lume, which is solid, so why don't we do that? The one cool thing about the lume, I love the applications which are filled with this lume are made of the 18 karat white gold, and they just glisten so luxuriously and beautiful. Altogether, this watch is very gleamy, very luxurious in its appearance, yet it can go under the radar. So it's kind of very capable watch in becoming a luxurious piece when you want, and it being very much under the radar watch when that's something that appeals to you. So I'm going to shut the lights off. We will take a look at its lume, and then we're going back to Bear Clooney's cave. So here's the lume of the watch. I think it's nice. I think it's actually appropriate for the purpose of this watch. And now, after saying this, I think we can say that this presentation is done. Thank you, and we will be going to Bear Clooney's cave. Welcome back to Bear's Cave. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope it helps you see this watch in best possible light, get a better understanding of this watch, and ultimately come to your own conclusion if this watch speaks to you in any way. It certainly speaks to me. I enjoy it. I'm happy it's part of my collection, and I am certainly happy that today it's on my wrist. Thank you all for coming to my channel. Thank you all for continuously supporting me. I invite the new viewers to subscribe and join me. And as usually, all the best to all of you from Bear Clooney.